not a storm, not heavy weather, but something catastrophic has happened on the boat.
I woke up to a loud crash from the stern of the boat.
We still have not been able to make contact to Kirsten.
None of us knew what truly had happened.
I soon started having dreams of boats sinking. I believe my dreams are prophetic.
A Golden Globe Race, if you love sailing, it's too much of the good. It's as much as you can dream of. There's this German philosopher Hermann Kaiserling who has said that the shortest way into yourself goes around the world. I've done it twice, and the first time was a disappointment for me racing-wise, and I was very eager to go again, and I was happy with the boat and the preparations having finally been done, and I was kind of hungry and happy to go. It's fantastic to be here in Les Sables d'Olonne and feel the enthusiasm of the people, and the French love sailing, and it's a fantastic experience to be part of the whole thing.
Tuesday the 13th. 1 week and 2 days out. Finally make a good speed towards Lanzarote.
The first race was a disappointment due to this huge barnacle problem, which made me the fifth and last finisher 111 days after the winner and 1 month after the prize giving. It's been a fantastic day of downwind sailing towards Lanzarote. I will be there maybe in 30 hours. Now it seems that it will be dark when I get there. Not a very spectacular sunset today, but there are many still to come to be admired.
Hello, Tapio, good to see you. Welcome to Lanzarote.
I'm afraid there's no pictures, only one letter to Finland.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So well done, Tapio. Simon's about 3 hours in front of you.
Yeah, I spoke with him.
Yeah, cool.
After not having sailed her for 3 years, and after a couple of days, it felt like I was just continuing the previous race, and the muscles have a memory, and my muscles remember all the details of the boat, and I really enjoy it. It's a happy reunion.
You reckon you can catch Simon? You can catch him?
Well, it's a race.
Okay, Tapio, see you later. Good luck at sea in Cape Town.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
So that's the last glimpse of Europe visible there. The southern point of the island Fuerteventura, the southernmost island of the Canaries. And next one will be Isla de Trinidad outside of Brazil, and then Cape Town. Sunday morning, 2 weeks after the start, we passed the Canaries, or left the Canaries yesterday in a good northeasterly trade wind, but we lost them during the night. I went pretty close to the African coast to avoid the wind shadow of Gran Canaria. There are many things in addition to just enjoying the sailing. It's the ocean and the life at sea. But also being alone and having the time and possibility to let the dust settle and read all the unread books and look at the starry sky and put things in life in perspective. So there we are. Cheers. So during some of the worst storms, you are anxiously waiting for the weather to change. But I guess this kind of windless spot is the most frustrating place to be, waiting for the wind. And I lost the wind already on Saturday evening or night, and now it's Monday morning, and I'm still struggling to get out from the Moroccan coast. A bit frustrating, but we're trying to make the best of it. But the dolphins really seem to want to console me and keep me in good spirits, which they are succeeding pretty well. So this is how it looks like inside my messy boat. Here's some books and nautical almanac and sight reduction tables right here, and this is my navigation book where I do my celestial navigation calculations. Pressure is steady, but it just goes up and down every day. And outside it's pretty nice. We crossed the equator 2 days ago. Now we are on the 4th parallel south.
Bonsoir à tous, bienvenue à nouveau à Cape Town. Alors après 3 heures d'attente dans le rive, dans le vent et dans l'humidité, le voilà enfin, Tapio Lehtinen qui arrive.
Kirsten go out already, or did
Yeah, she's gone. She passed you. Oh, that's her out there.
I was catching her up because I had spinnaker up, and
Yep.
she had pulled out Genoa, and she said that well, she'll need to take the spinnaker up too, and I said, well, I can take mine down, so it's easier because you and I told her that you deserve to be here before me because it's your home port and she has been sailing. So
Oh, don't say that, Tapio. Ada's been saying all day, Tapio's being a gentleman, just letting her come through.
it's a race, no mercy.
Yeah, exactly.
En tout cas, ce qui est sûr, c'est qu'il est heureux, il est content, il fait l'une avec l'océan et c'est contre les éléments qu'on se bat après, non pas contre les autres concurrents.
See you later.
This time the race was going well, and 1 week after passing Cape Town I was second in the race and sailing in perfect weather with full sails and sleeping happily in my bunk, and woke up to a loud crash from the stern of the boat.
6 minutes later, I was in a life raft, and less than half an hour after the crash, the boat had already sunk.
Okay, so today is the November the 18th, Friday, and today at 7 in the morning, I received a call from the MRCC, the Rescue Coordination Center in South Africa, in Cape Town, that they have received a signal from Tapio's EPIRB. So that means that there is an emergency on the boat, and since then the emergency, the circumstances have developed quickly. The last information we received is that they got a signal from Tapio's life raft, PLB, and that most likely means that he is in the life raft and that he has abandoned the vessel, that he is off Asteria.
So we just got booted out of our apartment because we're flying tonight, but we just had an EPIRB alert from Asteria, from Tapio. He's about 450 miles from Port Elizabeth off the bottom of South Africa, and now we've got everything happening in the office with Lutz and Seb and Jane. They've got things happening, doing updates to next of kin, and communicating with the Rescue Coordination Centre in South Africa here. And we're having to move now to the yacht club, and we'll set up an office there and manage it. So the situation is, all we know right now is that the EPIRB has gone off, and we've upgraded his tracker, but the tracker's now not working, so we don't know any more than that. The conditions are really good, the weather is good, so it's very strange. Anyway, we'll see what happens. If he was able to call us, he would have already. He hasn't called us on the sat phone, which means he's either in real trouble or it's a false alarm. The fact that the tracker's gone down is concerning because it's unusual. So we're only dealing with facts now, but if he was in trouble and he had a chance, he'd call us on the phone. They're activating the second YB3 because that's in the grab bag as well. Hopefully he grabbed a grab bag if he's in a life raft, and we're activating that just in case so he can transmit a message. But we've had no communication with Tapio at all. And as I say, it's very benign weather, but maybe there was a ship around. We don't know. We don't know what's going on yet. It only happened minutes ago. So anyway, it's all very confusing right now.
I got a text message on the YB3, and it was quite short and clear that Tapio's EPIRB was activated, I believe. That's what it said. And he was asking me to divert. So I quickly called him, asked for his position, took permission to, he said, I think I was talking to Sebastian. He said that you can open your GPS. I asked if I can open my phone, because with my phone, I can even get an AIS contact on the screen. So he said, yes, go ahead, do what you want to do. Opened my phone and plotted his position, and then I was heading towards him.
The weather forecast for Tapio's position at the moment is very light winds to zero wind over the next 4 or 5 hours. For you, it will increase to about 25 knots over the next 4 hours from west-southwest.
Okay, so till tomorrow morning 8 o'clock, I'll have 25 knots west-southwest.
It will slowly abate, yes, but it will be 25 and then it will go down to 20 knots about, due south.
You have a low pressure. You have a low pressure that is moving east. So at the beginning, it's going to be more west, and that the low pressure is moving, you will have more south.
Okay, copy, no problem. And is there any ship close to Tapio's location from, what do you call it, marine traffic or something?
Yeah, so at the moment, so Kirsten is 100 miles away, you are 170 miles away, and the next commercial vessel is 270 miles away. So we are in contact with the MRCC that they are contacting that commercial vessel to increase speed, and hopefully they could be there in 13 to 14 hours.
Okay, so then the second YB3, you've activated that?
Yeah, I will have a look.
Yeah, we need to activate the second YB3. The big thing we're holding out for is Kirsten. She's actually a lot closer, and she would actually get there before the ship if we can get to her. At the moment, we're still unable to. The process is that we send a message, an emergency message on the YB3 unit in the boat, sets off an alarm, and she gets that and calls us back with a sat phone. But for some reason, we haven't been able to do that yet. Yeah, beyond that, we're now waiting. We know that Tapio has acknowledged the fact that the YB3 now is operational, and we're fully expecting to get a message from him soon. If he doesn't have his glasses, might be a problem. It's hard to get things happening, but he knows how to use that unit really well. He used it every day during the GGR in 2018.
Yeah.
Distress received. Message details, if possible. Bit concerning when we thought, oh, it's the PLB and the raft, because that only lasts for 24 to 36 hours to give a position. And if you lose a position in a life raft, if you don't know where they are, it's very demanding. But now with the YB3, that'll last for a month or more. So we're excited the fact that he's got this device and can text us messages, and we can communicate back and forwards, and it gives another position source as well, which we've now got set at 15 minutes. And once we start talking, we can back off a bit to save the battery. But anyway, we will have to wait and see. We're still completely in the dark. It's very unusual. It's not a storm, not heavy weather, but something catastrophic has happened on the boat. So that's really about it now.
Copy, but is the primary YB3 transmitting?
No.
One that is used regular. Okay, it is not transmitting.
No, it is not transmitting. It stopped transmitting at the last ping at 4 UTC this morning, and the position hasn't been updated. So we think that it's still on the boat, and the boat has gone down.
Hearing about Tapio sinking was, that was a massive shock, because obviously none of us knew what truly had happened, other than he was safely in a life raft, and at the time Abelesh was en route to rescue him, because we were on the HF talking, sharing information. So yeah, Tapio sinking was a massive shock, and anyone getting into a life raft is just no small thing.
Okay, with your current speed, you may reach the location by 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Copy that.
I would not be surprised if every single entrant still in the race at that point was checking the stern of their boat and the hoses and the stern, any through-hull fittings, etc., to make sure everything was still in place and where it should be.
When it sank, I actually moved my life raft in the boat to a better spot, because I had it in the boat as I have a catch rig. I haven't had it on deck, and I had it in below the forward hatch, and I figured that it's kind of hard to get it out in the seaway. So I had it then close to the companionway in the back of the boat. It was more like getting a new idea about safety on board for me.
In the end, it turned out to be perfect conditions for that to happen in, if there is such a thing. So it all went well. But I think for everybody, it made us all think about how vulnerable we are. It's only a few millimeters of fiberglass between you and the ocean.
So it's 12:30 local time and 11:30 UTC, and we have received messages from Tapio, which is very good, where he says that he confirmed that Asteria sunk. He said that he gave a last salute to the boat while watching it sinking. He's mentioned that the boat sank from the back to the bow, from the stern to the bow within 5 minutes. He just woke up, noted it, got into a survivor suit, the boat sank, he got into the life raft, and he has his YB3, and he should have an emergency sat phone as well. He has not called, or has not turned on yet. We tried to call it. But that's good news. He is alive, and he is in his life raft. Abelesh also called, and he confirmed that he will be on scene by tomorrow evening. We still have not been able to make contact to Kirsten.
I lost my boat in 2018, caused a lot of problems, and I soon started having dreams of boats sinking. It wasn't mine, so I dreamt of a boat ahead of me getting, in a storm, dismasted or something, another behind me sinking. And I believe my dreams are prophetic. They always are.
I'm altering course right away.
Perfect. Thank you, Kirsten.
Okay, it's early morning. Sun has just risen. And we're on our way to see if we can find Tapio. We're about 18 nautical miles away, so hopefully we'll get to him real soon now.
So it was pretty abrupt stop to the race and again a huge disappointment. The boat had 6 or actually 7 watertight bulkheads and it had been very thoroughly rebuilt and reinforced.
Asteria was one of the best prepared boats. In fact, I would say that he kind of ripped the entire boat apart and rebuilt it for 2018.
I had been bragging that the boat was as unsinkable as Titanic, and so it was a bitter thing to accept that was the end of my second race.
He has 2 albatrosses kissing on the life raft.
Oh, nice. Has he rescued the second lady?
So he's in very good spirits. He's obviously a bit shocked to have lost the boat, but he's warm. He has all the comms materials, and we are doing 4-hour updates with him. I'm happy to send you updates every 4 hours, either on the YB or on the sat phone, as you prefer. Tapio is safe in the life raft. He has Kirsten coming from his southwest and the bulk carrier coming from the northwest. They are both expected around the same time tomorrow morning, and they will liaise together to see what is the best way to get Tapio out of the life raft and on the boat. We privileged Tapio going on the carrier so that Kirsten could continue her race solo. But it will depend on the sea state, it will depend on the material available on the boat and on the decisions of the MRCC.
I'm a big admirer of Kirsten and a big fan of hers, and we had already become friends before the start of the race, and I was super happy to be rescued by her, and it was fantastic seeing her in the horizon, and she maneuvered Meneha in a very professional way next to the raft, so I was up in the cockpit at the first try.
There we go. Okay, there's the ship. There's the ship coming now. We're waiting for the ship to make a lee on their port side, and then they're going to throw us a line with a float. We're going to approach. We're going to tie the line on board. Tapio's going to board the life raft. They're going to drag him in, and happy days. And then he's probably going to China or something like that.
And it was a great moment to share the glass of rum with her and waiting for the bulk carrier Daria Gayatri to come to the scene.
Okay, there's Tapio. He's boarding the ladder now. I'm just lying a hole here till I know he's well and truly safe.
I was reassured going to Tapio by little bits of information that had been relayed, like Tapio saluted his boat Asteria as she went down, and I thought, well, that's pretty clear-minded thinking, and that's quite a positive thing to hear in a circumstance like that. So I wasn't worried about his safety, but I didn't like the thought of someone being on a life raft on the southern Indian Ocean, and I just really wanted to get to him very quickly. But I'll take out of that a huge life lesson, and that is in positivity, because when I got to Tapio, he was laughing, he was joking, he was making jokes about scratching barnacles of the boat and all sorts of things. And if I ever get into a bad situation where I'm feeling really down, because I would have been gutted if I'd watched my boat sink beneath my feet, I'd like to remember what a good positive attitude Tapio had.
There he climbs the ladder. And then once he's aboard, they're gonna pull the life raft aboard as well.
I didn't hear the extent of how he must have felt in the moment that it happened. I didn't hear how upset he was, and worried and concerned. And I'm sure Tapio went through those moments, but by the time I got to Tapio, or maybe he's just an incredibly positive person, but he was very, very positive.
That went pretty smoothly. The ship told me they'd make a lee in their port side, which is exactly what they did. And then I got as close as I could. That was a bit scary because there's still quite a bit of swell, and when your rig hitting the side, they threw a line on board. Tapio caught the line. He tied the line onto the raft. He boarded the raft. I cut the raft loose on my end. They pulled it in. He climbed up. He's now on deck. And they are manually lifting the raft onto the ship. I mean, he's on board. That's all that matters now. He said we should start a tourist business offering people a night aboard a life raft in the southern Indian Ocean. He says it'll be a killer. What a guy. After everything he's just lived through, he was full of jokes and smiles, and man, that's a good guy.
Kirsten!
He is on board the ship.
Yes.
He was with me on the boat, and then I approached the ship and they pulled him in on his life raft afterwards, and he is now safe aboard the vessel.
He's on
Fantastic.
the vessel.
Yes, the GGR Kayak 3 KT Maritime en route for China.
China.
It's a great example of the way how Don McIntyre has organized the race, and the redundancy of all the safety systems, and his professionalism in coordinating a rescue operation. That I can honestly say that I was never afraid during the whole incident, and the 25 hours spent on the raft.
I'm just glad I could help him. I'm full of adrenaline right now because it's quite something getting so close to a ship on a rolling sea. But we're all good. We're all good. He was on board. We drank a rum together. And then we sent him on his merry way.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. There has been a lot of people all around the world. There is very little sleep following you flying to Tapio's rescue.
So still lots of questions, but if you can't work out why it happened, then I don't think anyone ever will be able to.
I can't repeat my thanks many enough times.
Yep.
I understand how thankful I am.
Yeah, no, all good stuff, Tapio. It's great to talk to you. I'm looking forward to give you the first hug, eh? It's the most amazing situation because it was a beautifully prepared boat in fantastic condition, and this happened, so it's very confusing. But we're happy to have Tapio back, and I look forward to giving him a big hug.
I feel really, really sorry for Tapio. The only thing that stops me feeling sorry for him is the fact that he didn't show one hint of self-pity. He was so positive, and I really, really admire that about him. He was all jokes and laughs, even though you could tell he'd just been through something really, really traumatic. I myself can't imagine what it's like to have catastrophic, spontaneous, instant flooding that you can do absolutely nothing about, that you can't stem, you can't stop, you can't fix it. And I put it down to his being a very level-headed person and an extremely good and experienced seafarer, that he was able to get his life raft deployed in time and get himself with his survival suit and his grab bags off that boat before she went down. And then if I understand things correctly, I think Tapio really loved and respected his boat. It wasn't just a boat, it was his boat with her own personality. And I'm sure he's pretty sad that she's now down below there. I'm really gutted for him as well. But I really, really admire him and the way he took the whole situation. the amount of positivity he showed. He's a real trooper. He just soldiered on, and heaven forbid, but if I ever had to land up in a life raft with someone else, then he'd be the person I'd want to be in a life raft with, because you can tell he knows how to keep his calm, and he's positive, and there's no replacement for positivity in this life. So yeah, now he's on the ship on his way to China. I hope that he'll relax. I chatted to the captain on the VHF a little bit as they were passing me, and they've got a 32-day trip to China, and the captain sounded really nice. Cruise from India, and they said they were going to ask Tapio to teach them a bit of celestial navigation, and they said they were all very curious to know about yachting and this race and traditional navigation. So I hope he's going to have a really good and memorable trip, and it will add to his repertoire of incredible stories. And I'm really, really, really glad that he's safe, and I'm glad that I was in a position to help.
The stars will guide her now. Only the wind will show her how. On the Minnehaha, can you hear the lapping waters? Ha, 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 ha. She sails into the sun on the Minnehaha. Sing a song for the ocean's daughter. Ha, 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 ha. A new day's begun. On the Minnehaha, can you hear the lapping waters? Ha, 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 ha. She sails into the sun on the Minnehaha. Sing a song for the ocean's daughter. Ha, 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 ha. A new day on the Minnehaha. Can you hear the laughing waters? Ha, 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 ha. She sails into the sun on the Minnehaha. Sing a song for the ocean's daughter. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Can you hear the laughing waters? Ha, 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 ha.
There's only about 220 people who've done it, and if you want to take on the toughest challenge there is, that's it.
The Sunday Times Golden Globe will be awarded to the first non-stop circumnavigator of the world.
I can remember someone coming up to me and saying, "You, this Johnny who thinks he can sail solo non-stop around the world." And I said, "We're going to try it."
It was the first ever round the world yacht race.
You know, out of the 9 entries, only 1 finished. But to rerun it under the same conditions makes it very, very interesting. So you're really going back in time.
It's not something you do with your mind at this point. You do with your heart, and you just try with yourself.
This is the longest sport event in sport history.
If anyone ever says this is ridiculous, he's being reckless, I'd just say, sorry, he's not. He's being a real seaman. There'll be people that will say, oh, the boats aren't safe. Do you have to spend $1 million to buy a 60-footer that does all this fancy stuff? Does the little guy not go? There's no way.
The race has held that appeal because these grand authors made it sound really attainable.
We're putting in half of everything we own in this race, and it'd be nice to have something left at the end.
Miss!
Just look at the devastation. Single-handed sailors don't obey rules, so it's a recipe for disaster.
Don't come in. I can't make a jury rig. The only thing that's left is a hole.
I was just praying somebody would get there before I would.
I never thought I was going to see him again.
We started with 18 and we're now down to 7. So you're still having fun then? Not to come here, it's very difficult.
We don't need millions, to do sailboat racing. We don't need all that modern technology to fulfill a dream.
I'm going to be comfortable, but I'm going to do it.
He hasn't given up, that's the bottom line.